Hey there, welcome back to the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And as always, presented by Central Bank of the Ozarks, Doak Propane, Labor's Local 663, who reminds us along with the Highway Patrol, take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow. Also presented by the Bank of Billings, the oldest bank in Christian County, established in 1889. Shelter Insurance Agents, Grant Baker in Aurora, Sean Holman in Lockwood, and presented by Great Southern Bank. We go down, well, up, I guess, from where I am to just south of St. Louis, Kingston High School, home of the Cougars and Lady Cougars, and head coach Christian Moulton. Coach, hey, thanks for so much for being a part of the show today.
Hey, no problem. Thanks for having us on.
10-6 on the season. Before we get to our Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks Athlete of the Week segment, tell us a little bit about your team and the season up to this point.
We've had to bounce through some adversity this year. Obviously, everybody still has COVID going on, and people getting quarantined and everything else, and it's kind of affected the season a little bit with players being out, missing practices because they can't be there and things like that. But I think the girls have done a good job working hard when they can. You know, it's hard to prep for a game with only 6-7 people sometimes, but they do the best they can and get out there and get after it. And we have a lot of young players outside of our two seniors, and they've made some great strides at the beginning of the year, and they've definitely helped help around, obviously, Madison Nelson here and our other senior, Tania Jenkins, that have been with me all 3 years I've been here. And I think the girls are having a pretty good year, and we're hoping to keep these wins going and hopefully try to beat that school record from last year.
Coach, for the viewers that may not be that familiar with your conference and your location, if you are in a conference, I know there's several schools that are independent, but if you're in a conference, talk a little bit about that and how your schedule comes together.
So we're in the MAAA conference. We have a small school and big school. We're in the small school division. The other small schools are West County, Arcadia Valley, Valley Catholic, Valley Caledonia, and Bismarck. Mm-hmm. And right now in conference, we are 2-2. We've beaten Valley Caledonia. Our game Tuesday night at Madison had the great night, one of our great nights. And then lost to AV Monday night. We've beaten Bismarck. And then are we 2-2?
I think so.
No, we're 2-1. We have 2-1 because we played West County earlier this year. They're in our conference, but it didn't count as a conference game. We played them tonight actually to hopefully improve our record to 3-1. Then we finish the conference Monday against Valley Catholic, and then actually the following week, if you don't know the MAAA, we bring the big and small schools together and have a 12-team tournament about 2 weeks before district starts. And just have a little fun because, sometimes those bigger schools are down a little bit and our smaller schools are up, and just having us compete against each other since we're all in the same area.
Again, visiting with Kingston Lady Cougars head coach Christian Moulton. Coach, tell us a little bit about your background. How long have you been there at Kingston, and where did you go to high school and college, and how did you arrive in that position?
I went to high school at Valley Catholic, so in the MAAA conference, played football, basketball, and baseball for 3 years. Won a state title in baseball. I got to play under Coach Nagger. I'm sure most people in Missouri know him. Probably one of the greatest football coaches in Missouri ever. Won a bunch of state titles, won a state title as an athlete. I had Dustin Wingert, who's St. Charles Community College softball coach now, as my basketball coach, and then Judd Nagger is my baseball coach. And ended up going to Westminster College, played football and baseball there for a couple of years. Got an education degree. Ended up going to R7 with a other Westminster alum, Coach Rugley, Alex Rugley. He brought me on. He was a Westminster grad. And then didn't really like – I was in the special education field. Didn't go to school for it. Didn't really like it. Wanted to get out. Didn't want to leave R7. But Coach Rugley's wife, Melanie Rugley, actually left R7 to be a principal at Kingston, and she was here and kind of got me to come over here. And this is now my third year here at Kingston. I helped out with baseball the last 2 years, and my third year as a head girls basketball coach, and I'll actually be doing softball this year as a head coach in the spring.
Well, outstanding. And, Coach, alongside you there is our Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks female athlete of the week. Quadruple double 2 nights ago, 42 points, 11 rebounds, 10 steals, and 12 blocks. So talk a little bit about Madison and what makes her so special.
I think to start out with the 12 blocks, because that's kind of impressive, is the fact that she actually usually plays on the top of our zone because she is our point guard. She's a guard. the last 2 years we had a forward who's about 6'1", 6'2", so Madison could afford to be up there. And she just being long and lanky, it's hard for the girls to get the ball down low with her up there. But sometimes when teams are beating us, she will go down low, get some more rebounds. And we do a couple different zones to try to keep her up top and down low. And she does a good job of being able to understand, hey, I can be up here now, but now I got to drop because I really got to get this rebound. And she's just has – I mean, she's been playing basketball forever, loves basketball, is always training. And she just has that natural instinct of this girl's going up for a shot, those long arms. She just goes up, isn't swatting. She's just going out and blocking them.
Madison, thanks for being part of the show this morning. And on behalf of Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks, congratulations on being named an Athlete of the Week. And did you have any idea that you were getting close to those numbers during the game?
No, definitely not. I didn't even know that this was possible.
We had 42 of the 56 points. Kind of tell us a little bit, did you know going into the game that you were kind of, a lot of times, pitchers in baseball can feel when, the ball's rotating correctly and they're hitting their spots in the bullpen. Did you have that feeling when you were warming up thinking, I can't miss tonight?
A little bit. I mean, I knew coming into the game, like we were missing a few players, so I knew I was going to have to step up a little more than I usually do. And those girls were like surprisingly a lot bigger than us. So I think it was just easier for me to score rather than our like 4'11" guard trying to go up.
I just want to interject real quick that don't let her fool you. Even though she's not being braggy right now, but after every game, be like, how many think you had? Oh, maybe 20. Oh, you had 50. That's how every game goes.
That was exactly how the game went. I thought I only had like 25, and then he told me how many.
Wow. So you didn't have a clue. So just kind of a stat stuffer. Did you get a lot of them from the free throw line?
No, more
not really.
They were running a 1-2-2 zone, and they had some tall girls, but they had some guards up top. And Madison's our tallest player on our team, but she's our point guard. But we have our other guard, Tania Jenkins, and we let her bring the ball and put Madison in the middle. And Tania would just lob it up to her. Madison go up and get it, turn and score. And she finishes really well around the basket.
Madison, kind of tell us a little bit about your game. Would you rather play with your back to the basket, or do you like having the ball and facing the basket?
It just depends on the situation, really. But I like having the ball. That way I can just I can kind of play make and do like whatever I want to.
Well, and to get the 42 points, and I don't know how many assists you had. Couldn't have had many because everybody else only scored 11 points. But what about this season? And Coach talked about maybe 50 points, or what's one of the more memorable games you've had thus far this season?
Definitely the 50-point game. That one was crazy for everyone, really. Plus, we got the win. So
yeah, that was our second game of the year. It was against Jefferson, the Valley Caledonia tournament opening game. And she just came out. What was most impressive about that is with her 50 points, she only had 2 3-pointers.
2 3-pointers. All right. Well, what just kind of your expectations of how the season's gone on, Madison, as a senior. What are your thoughts about the season so far? Did you have any goals coming into this year, whether it be team goals or individual goals?
Yeah, I always want our record to improve. Like last year, I think we won like
13 games.
13 games. I want to get around like the 15 mark because I know we can, and we keep improving every single day in practice, and that it's just going to come to us.
As you look at your schedule at the beginning of the season, and I do this every year just by virtue of what I do, I'll pick out some games that, hey, I'd like to see this game or that game. Are there games as a player when you look at your schedule that you really look forward to? Maybe it's a rivalry game, maybe it's a tournament, or maybe it's a game where you shoot really well in that gym. Are there games that you really kind of put an X by in your mind and look forward to?
Always West County games. I love playing in their gym. And I love the competition is amazing between them.
Very good. Well, again, you're a senior. What plans, if any, do you have for playing at the next level?
I plan to go to Principia College next year for basketball.
Okay. And what led to that decision?
The school just kind of stood out to me. Like the first visit I went there, it was just like that feeling like I knew it was the one.
Very good. And you've got at West County tonight. So looking forward to that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. What about their gym? What is it that you enjoy? Is it the atmosphere, the crowd?
I just always shoot good in that gym, I feel like. And it's so big. Like, I don't know. I love big gyms.
Very good. Well, again, Madison and Madison Nelson, congratulations on behalf of Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks, Female Athlete of the Week. And thank you so much for coming on today.
Thanks for having us.
Coach, got West County tonight. What are you going to have to do to come out on top?
We're to play really solid defense. We played them early this year, and they beat us by 30, but they had us by 30 at half, and then we kind of played them shot for shot in the second half, but you can't play shot for shot when you're down 30. They got out to a big lead early on, kind of shell-shocked a little bit. It's hard in a Christmas tournament. That was our third game of the week in 3 days, and we had time off for Christmas. We had one practice before the tournament started, and a team like West County, who's well coached, has a lot of good athletes. It's hard to play 2 games and then play them without having to practice to prepare. So this time around, we had 2 games. We had 1 practice. Would have been nice to have more if we wouldn't have had to have quarantine. We would have had 2 if we wouldn't have some things rescheduled. We're going to play some really solid defense. It'd be a low-scoring one. We try to keep them under 60 points as best we can, and then she'll do her thing, and her teammates can hopefully. I know our other seniors been averaging about 8 to 12 points a game. That'll help out, and then some of our freshmen, some other role players can come in and get about 2 or 4 points, and we're going to do what we can. Last year they had a really good team as well, and it was a 25-25 game in the third quarter, and we kind of ran out of gas, and that's kind of what needs to happen this year, except not run out of gas this time.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. Well, Coach Christian Moulton from Kingston Lady Cougars and Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks Athlete of the Week, Madison Nelson. Guys, we really appreciate you being part of the Missouri Sports Network, and hopefully we can catch up with you again here as the season goes on and heading into districts.
All right. Thank you, sir.
You bet. You're listening to and watching the Missouri Sports Network at MissouriSportsNetwork.com, and we will keep it right here as more interviews coming up later on today. Have a great day, and God bless.